So in this video, I will be telling you the top 10 things, amenities, that you should have in your listing, on your listing and in your property. The reason why I think this is valuable to you is more about the whole overall perception and experience for a guest. And although I say you should be not solely reliant on Airbnb and Booking.com, both of those platforms can be a really good way to fill rooms when you haven't got long stay bookings. Obviously, if you've been watching me or you know me, my name's Mikey and this is your B&B, and I hope to share every bit of information that I've learned over the past 8 years. That being said, let's get into it. In my view, beds, configuration, occupancy and capacity is a massive part to you, successful host or a not so successful host. And I think the measure of those things can be a direct result of how popular you are. I would always advise, encourage all of you to consider what your consideration is to the configuration of your property. Because yes, if you've got a 3-bedroom house, it might make sense to have 3 beds in it. But if you've got a 3-bedroom house that can and does accommodate more than just 3 beds, then the best thing you can do is offer those as an alternative to stop the scroll, but also address possible gap that might be in your area right now. So, with that being said, beds and configuration is definitely an amenity you should consider. To get the best views on percentage, you need to be offering at least a king size bed in any and all of your properties that are available to you. Yes, I get it. If you can't, then don't. But you should be looking for properties now that are available and can accommodate a king size bed at the least. Why? Because on the whole, people want a more luxurious stay, and it conveys, the perception is a king size bed is more luxurious than a double. I would always say that would be the reason to do it. If you don't, you might cost yourself in the long run. It might not hit you in your back pocket, but it might hit you in your overall occupancy throughout the year. So why not tick that box without doing anything but adding a bed that is a king size? Also, make sure that your bed is nice looking bed, attractive when it comes to the photography of your house. Also, a nice comfortable mattress. If you've got a nice bed and a comfortable one, that can be the gold dust to you getting 10 out of 10 5-star reviews all the time, every time. Number 2 would be an interesting one for many. Those of you that aren't an interior designer may miss it, but it's something I've been teaching for a long time now. But you should always offer a dressing table and some lighting within that dressing table. If you can create an environment where you have some sort of light, ring light that obviously you can get now on the internet inexpensively, you're creating an area where people can put their makeup on should they need to, but also if you're offering the extra amenity of a desk space, that could help with people that are continually on those Zoom calls that have bad lighting, and obviously could increase that and make that more of a option for themselves. It's not the be all and end all, but again, if it's something you haven't got, I would definitely invest in it. For the sake of maybe £100 to £150, this could cost you, or this could allow you to add an additional cost of £10 per night. Just the perception of extra luxury and extra amenities that you don't offer against other hosts in the area will stand you out for being a more premium experienced host, but also convey to them that you want them in your property because you care. This one, I obviously know it works, but it's not something I dabble in. We don't do theming in our properties whatsoever because on the whole, my client base is my client base. We know what they are and we know what they like. The theming side of things is more for your leisure guests, if you are in a leisure area, or if you really want to do that. And what I would say is have a look on Airbnb at what their theme stays are. The Up House, which I think burned down or blew away, X-Men Stay, vacation rental, and there are some really good hosts in the UK that I know that do very well from their theming for Harry Potter World, which is down south, which they're very close in proximity to, and they get guests hand over fist fighting them to be able to charge a premium but also allow for a really top tier guest experience when it comes to theme stays. So if you're in that market, definitely research what you want to do as a theme stay, where you are in close proximity to those areas. It could be Windsor, Legoland, it could be you're close to Alton Towers, so you would do theme stays based on the rides that are currently most popular in that area. Well, I live close to Drayton Manor. Equally do zoo themed rooms, or you could do ride themed rooms should you want to. It goes the extra mile to show that you are a host that cares, a host that wants them to stay, and a host that is up to date on the current trends in their local area. And number 4, something that you might not think of, amenity that is very high up on most people's agenda. However, because we are in this world now, the generation more convenience, houses these days are being built to a specific for the residents. So not all houses these days are being built with a bathroom. Some are built with shower rooms because that is the market. The younger generation, or 20-year-olds that are looking to rent apartments, buy apartments now, are quite happy to have apartments with only showers. So if you can offer a bathroom with a bath, then why not? Because that is, for one and a better phrase, something that you can theme, create a bit of ambiance with, take some really attractive pictures with a glass of wine, some rose petals in the bath to really convey that romantic themed environment. Also to allow people to really understand that they can come to your location and they can relax should they want to. Number 5, and then going that extra mile for a guest that needs those extra comforts. And what I mean by that, I mean extra comforts in terms of blackout curtain. So you got to this part of the video that is me asking you just quickly to drop a like if you like what you've heard so far and you're intrigued to listen to more. Drop a like on this page, on this video particularly, but also if you aren't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button, and if you want to keep up to date with any future videos, hit the bell notification to keep up to date so we notify you as soon as a new video comes out. So thanks very much. As this video isn't sponsored by anybody yet, it's sponsored by me and Be More Homely. If you don't know us, then we are your accommodation provider within the West Midlands, Manchester and the South East. We accommodate everything from relocations, short stays and long stays for trades that are in the area for a long time but shorter than an AST can provide. And the cost-effective nature of our properties with bills included, furniture, amenities, you would have fully equipped kitchen, bathroom with parking. If that sounds like something you need, then Be More Homely is the place to look for it. So without further ado, please like and subscribe to this channel. So back to a better choice of pillow for every taste. So medium, soft, firm. And then sometimes for those people that are neurodiverse, may struggle to fall to sleep very easily in an environment not familiar to them, and a weighted blanket can really come into effect. So if you offer those things, or even just an extra blanket for that extra bit of comfort, your extra amenities is ticking the box to help people see that you do care as a host. Another element to go that extra mile, and I believe that this is true, but having some type of charge point at every bed's bed station that you have is second to none in my belief. If you offer a USB, USC charger at the bedside table of every bed that's in your property, that stands out. And if you photograph that well to convey that point where you can charge your phone, charge your watch, and maybe charge it on a contact pad, that just makes you stand out from the crowd when it comes down to people scrolling and looking for specific amenities that suits their travel stay and suits their travel requirements. There's nothing more premium than offering all of those things. And when it comes to you in the low season, when you're offering these things and others aren't, to offer a more premium stay in a more cost-effective market. And then there's those amenities that I think you can't help but offer the air of you care, you want them to stay, and you also want to experience things in the area that you might be interested in. And that comes back into that theme and process, but it also comes into an area where you might have historical interest, you might have leisure hikers, you might have all of those mountain bikers, you might have all of those things. So provide those provisions that you would want in those areas. So it might be you have an association with a bike rental company, but then you have some bike stations where you can lock up the bikes that you've rented for the week, and then you can have that option. If you associate yourself with a company whereby you can get a kickback on introducing a new client base to them, that is another income stream for you. It can't hurt your bottom line if you add more amenities, more services, more experiences to your business. The extra mile stuff that I've mentioned, water filters. I'm not a massive fan of water filters. You could produce, or you could offer water as an option. The most cost effective is probably the water filter. Again, I'm not a massive fan of water filters, especially if you're not in a great area for water on the whole. I would offer bottles of water and have that as a starter pack, and you could give some as a complimentary, but then you could also upsell those if you wish to on down the line. And then furthermore, you could also offer some snacks, and again, you could have a starter pack if that's conducive to your guests arriving late night with no convenience stores open to allow them to do that late night shop. That just helps you become that more caring host. Number 8, more and more I see hosts offering provisions for an environment that if you are in tune with your body, and that's a major priority to you, that they offer all the things that you would want to be able to create or curate the best stay, the most healthy stay that you can think of. They provide a yoga mat, maybe some kettlebells and some dumbbells should you wish, or a skipping rope. Just an area that is designated for a little bit of time out for meditation, reading, breathing, and just taking some time from your hard day's work in your property. That can't hurt. And number 9, as more and more hosts are offering less and less options for families, I think if you haven't got that box ticked in your amenity list, you should have it at least in one of your properties. You don't have to accommodate families in all of your properties. You might have some leisure, some sort of more premium properties for trades. You might have some more premium properties for leisure. But I would say that it doesn't hurt you to offer some sort of temporary space for children, infants, like a travel cot, toys, all of those things that go with a family staying in the property that would help them be more comfortable in your property. A travel cot is an inexpensive thing to provide to your audience to help you cultivate a relationship with them, to come back again and again and again over the years. That one investment on that could allow you to charge an extra £10 again. So that's £20 you can add to your bottom line with only a few things added to your overall amenities. Number 10, what's the final most important part of this management property business? And I would say that you are the most important part. As an operator host, I feel that the reason why there's no competition out there against me is because I am me, unique to everybody else out there that's doing this. I see it from my side, I see it from my perspective, and everyone's perspective is going to be different. So every property that's set up, I try to iterate and change and improve every time after time after time. But I also understand that it's a business that you don't just, it's not a standing start. I came from corporate world, which was service led. I understand how to provide a service to a client base, but I didn't really understand the hospitality market, and this is 100% hospitality led. So if you're a host that cares about service provision and also can get your head around how this is a hosting environment for hospitality, first and foremost, you will win at this business. Day in, day out. If you provide all of the things that I've mentioned from this list, you will be able to add 20 to 40 pounds to your bottom line. 40 pounds a month for an extra 30 nights is at least 1,200 pounds. If you can afford to lose 1,200 pounds, then fine, don't change anything. But if you can't, add at least all of these things or a few of them. If you can do 50% of that 1,200 pound figure, you're still going to be doing good by what everything should be doing. So try your best, create an environment that is great for your guest and great for you, because if you enjoy it, they love it, and then you'll continue to do it. So from my heart's heart, I appreciate you watching. Thank you for your time. My name is Mikey and this is your B&B. If you've liked this content, please drop a like and a comment below. If you want to keep up to date with any of our future posts, bell button to keep up to date with everything we release as a notification. But for now, I'm Mikey and this is your B&B.